Dear Billy Bald Bandit, congratulations on the acting gig. I know you're going to kill it. Thank you. I can only imagine acting takes a lot of hard work, but you always come across as very natural on screen. All right, I actually wrote this for everybody. I did. Speaking of people pretending that things happened to them, I'm calling bullshit on 2 of the bank robbery stories were read on the podcast. Oh, God, there always has to be that person that just has to ruin your good time to tell you that Santa Claus doesn't exist. I don't care. They were funny stories. All right. The first story I'm calling out is the Calgary knife dealer tale. You don't think a knife dealer on the streets of Calgary isn't carrying a bigger, sharper knife for personal protection? I'll be honest with you, I didn't understand that story as if it was, I thought it was like a dope fiend that stole and was trying to sell it, and one of them was a knife. All right, so you're just calling. I like how you said 2 of the bank robbery stories are bullshit, and now you have no evidence. You're just saying that you're speculating that they're bullshit. All right. The second story I'm calling out is the one about the cheerleader working at a craft store in Florida. The storyteller bringing up the point that they looked the part of a cheerleader was unnecessary. That's how you know a woman is telling a story when it's always about what they looked like. Yeah, that actually gave it authenticity. She's a cheerleader. I looked the part. I was the looker back in the day. That's like a guy talking about, all the touchdowns that he scored in that game, and you just can't find any evidence of it. So you have to believe, okay, I guess you were a football hero 20 years ago. Anyway, you're going to tell me that a high school cheerleader is going to have the response time and articulation to say her long-winded reply to the bank robber about how she has to convince herself not to steal all the money out of the cash register every day? If I were the robber, I'd be sitting there like, wait, you have to say that to yourself? Wait, you have to say to yourself that every day you wouldn't just shut the fuck up and start putting the money in the bag. Oh, you're saying that was too long? I don't get what you're saying here. Beautiful people can't be also smart? Or beautiful people can be smart, but they're too long-winded? Guys, why don't we just all take the fucking ride? You get through your commute or your flight and enjoy the fucking podcast. We don't have to debunk this shit like we're fucking... I don't know. Anyway, I have been loving this segment of bank robbery stories, but I'd hate for it to turn into the steaming pile of bullshit that you read on Ask Reddit threads. Thanks and go fuck yourself. Thanks? I don't know what any of that was, but evidently this guy, he knows everything that's real and everything that isn't. All right, Jesus Christ. Why don't you get in the car with that fucking Bonham Ginger Baker? All right, Robbery Story, Bronx, New York, 2002. All right, I'm calling bullshit on the other guy above me saying that this was bullshit before I even read it. All right, hey, Bill, huge fan. Back in 2001, 2002, I was working for a real shady stereo company. They used to put a bunch of stereos in a truck for us, and we would drive around pretending that the items were hot when they weren't. Oh, that's amazing. The idea behind this was that it would get customers all excited to be buying something hot and getting a crazy deal when they really weren't. I did that with stereo speakers way back in the 80s. These stereos would be valued at $100 to $200, and we would tell them they were worth thousands. So they didn't have any issue paying $500 to $600 for a system that they thought was worth $2,000 and stolen. I only lasted a few weeks on that horrific job. Well, that's what you get for buying stolen property. One day we were in Manhattan, and this guy and his little partner comes up to us and tells us he will buy our entire truck at cost and give us $1,000 each on top of it. And he seemed to know exactly what we were doing. Is this a cop? No, he couldn't do that because that would be entrapment. Me and the two idiots I was with got together, and we all had a bad feeling about it, but decided to go along with it in case we can each make $100,000. It would be worth it. Oh, no. He told us to follow him to his house in the Bronx and drop it off there. Oh, boy. That's when I said no way, but they insisted and overruled me. We got to this apartment, dropped off the equipment, and as we were putting down the last few pieces, He stood by one of the stereos, held a gun out, and said, "Thanks, now get the fuck out of here." Wow, he did not have to finish the sentence for me to already be in the truck. I was not dying for this garbage job. Wow, that's amazing. Or complete bullshit. Oh, fuck. Well, you play the game. That's how it goes. All right, dumb shoplifter. Hey there, old Billy Red, White, and Blue Balls. Oh, my God. Do you realize how great that is? Red, white, and blue balls. I got red pubes. I'm a white guy. I'm married. Red, white, and blue balls. That's fucking amazing. That is fucking amazing. Congratulations. And I'm an American, right? Proud to be an American. I don't know what that means. I think it means do whatever I want to do as long as I'm white. I used to be an undercover security agent at a big retail store. Not bragging. My main job was walking around acting like I was shopping and watching for shoplifters and then catching them as they left the store. One time this dumbass stole some socks and a pack of wife-beater tank tops. So my partner and I busted him and brought him back to our office in handcuffs. While he was sitting there, he was fidgeting around a lot with his back pocket, so I told him to take out whatever it was he was messing around with. He dropped a crack pipe on the floor. I went to put it in a plastic bag for the cops, but when he saw me do this, he decided to smash it into our carpet floor. The dumb fuck didn't realize that shoplifting and possession of a pipe were only misdemeanors, but tampering with evidence bumps it up to a felony. Not to mention, it pissed us off because we were going to have to clean nasty crack pipe debris out of our carpet. Anyways, I have a bunch of stories like this about idiots stealing from stores, so I might email you again sometime. Yeah. That's like the Onion Field murders. When that guy said to the cop, are you familiar with the Lindbergh Law? And he said yes, and then he shot the cop. And he didn't realize that kidnapping you didn't get the death penalty, the Lindbergh Law, unless you cross state lines. So he didn't have to kill the guy. Well, I don't know what he had to do. I wouldn't have done it, is what I'm saying. All right, shut up, Bill. Okay, opposite of how do I tell my wife she's fat? All right. Guys write in, their wives are getting fat and they want to tell them, because they don't want them to, have poor quality life, die soon, and they also don't want to be, fucking a beanbag. Just being honest here. Dear Uncle Baby Billy, when listening to the podcast for probably 10 years, been listening to podcasts for probably 10 years now, the first time I heard the podcast, I was hooked. You did this hilarious thing where you pretended to read the news, but you did it in the voice and tone of a Catholic priest singing during Mass. As a Catholic, it was the funniest thing I ever heard. Oh, I didn't know I used to do that. I don't even remember doing that. Let me see. Let's bring that back for a bit. I already look up nonce. I still forget what that means. The sexual creep guy. All right, let's see if we do it, if this still works here. Don't allow. Don't fucking mess. Officials identify 6 killed in Madison County. Tornado outbreak. You'll never see them again. Why did you go outside? Didn't you watch the movie Twister? At least now you're dead and you won't be buying plastic. I don't know if that works anymore. I need advice on something I haven't heard on your podcast before. It's my wife. She's 37, beautiful, and a great mom and a great wife, but she has several unhealthy habits. She smokes cigarettes. She eats fast food daily, and all she drinks is Pepsi. She also eats candy like a child. Yeah, she's not going to make 60. Can't do that. Here's the issue. Whenever I bring up her unhealthy habits, she lifts her skirt to show me her flat stomach and says, "Worry about yourself because I look good." Oh my God, I love this woman. It's true, she does look good. I don't know how she manages to keep her metabolism so high at age 37 because she never works out. She just eats junk food and somehow stays thin. Or maybe she fucking chews and spits. I don't know. I, on the other hand, am a lot like you. I'm in decent shape for my age, but I have to actively monitor what foods I eat and how much booze I drink and make sure I stay active in order to not be a fatty. I'm worried about her health long term and feel like at some point all of these unhealthy habits are going to catch up to her. And the beautiful woman I love will be obese with rotten teeth and diabetes. I mean, that's a pretty good forecast. How do I get her to start eliminating some of these bad habits now before it's too late? Thanks, and I'll see you in Hanover, Maryland this August. I don't know that you can. I mean, what are you going to tie her down and fucking force her to eat vegetables? You can't. I'll just say this. I would just say, you got a flat stomach now, but one of these days that's all going to catch up with you. The outside looks good. I would not want to see your insides. And there's plenty of fucking skinny people that just drop dead. Eating like that. They just don't show. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into some of the fucking shit that's happened to some of my friends, but, I know a few guys that were in shape and just, I don't know. All right, let's leave that alone. All right. Overrated/underrated. Underrated. Not having neighbors. I just moved out of the city, and now I don't have to worry about fuck all when it comes to the smoke from my grill or the loud man yelling fucking cunts on my podcast I'm listening to. That is so amazing. I really think about like living in the middle of fucking nowhere. You don't have to soundproof a room. You could just play drums. You could play drums in your yard. Would be fucking incredible. Unless you have your headphones on and some bear was sneaking up behind you, then that would suck. All right, overrated. Religious, non-religious people. You know the type. Hard-lined atheist or someone who trashes religion or the Catholic Church. Rightfully so sometimes. Wait, are you talking about me? That can't imagine their hero politician doing anything wrong, so they make up dumb excuses for them, like the people who make up excuses for their dumb religion. Wait, religious, non-religious people. Let me read this again. You know the type. Hardline atheists on someone who trashes religion or Catholic Church. Oh, hardline atheist or someone who trashes religion or Catholic Church, rightfully so. So you're talking about someone who doesn't believe in the shit. That can't imagine their hero politician doing anything wrong. Okay, you're just talking about, non-receptive asshole, which is something I am sometimes. Anyway, that is the podcast, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there. I know I have limited shit to talk about because I'm fucking, I get to do this amazing project, but it's just friggin' 12-hour days. I come home, I go to sleep, and anytime that I'm awake, I just hang with my kids. So just hang with me over the next 4 or 5 weeks. I'll get through this shoot, and I will be back to talking about all the dumb shit that's going on out there. All right? That is it. Go fuck yourselves, and I'll check in on you on Thursday.